welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Connie. So here we go for a sweet treat without the sugar and without the gluten. This week we're going to be doing a keto recipe. It's a no-bake caramel cookie. So we're going to start with a stick of butter. So it's 8 tablespoons of butter. Then after we melt the butter, we're going to add a third of a cup of our golden monk fruit allulose. And then we're going to add after we get that all incorporated, then we're going to add a third of a cup of our heavy whipping cream. And then we're going to cook that until it comes to a nice boil, and then let it cook for a while until it caramelizes. Then we're going to be adding some unsweetened coconut and pecans to it, and then we're going to drop it. So this is going to be an easy one. This will be great for a summertime treat because you don't have to heat up your oven. So the only time, it's going to take a little bit of time for the setup, but the rest of it will be pretty easy to do. So we'll get this started and start melting our butter here. And then, like I said, we'll add once we get the butter melted, we'll add the brown sugar or the golden monk fruit allulose, and then a little heavy whipping cream. So we'll be back when we kind of get into this process to kind of show you how that caramelizes and what that's going to look like so you know what your finished product should look like. Okay guys, so look at this beautiful caramel. All right, we're going to add a cup of our pecans. I'm just going to leave those as halves. You can chop them up if you want a little bit finer than that. And then we're going to add in about a half a cup of our unsweetened coconut. Maybe a little more. Can't ever have too much coconut. All right, so you just want to make sure you get that evenly coated. Look how lovely that is. And then we're going to just drop these onto a sheet and let them set up. And then we're going to sprinkle, we got some of our Chalk Zero chocolate chips we're going to sprinkle on top of them, give it a little bit more flavor. And then we'll be back with the finished product once we get done. All right, guys, here we are. We're back. We've let them set up for about an hour in the refrigerator, and here they are nice and pretty. We sprinkled with a little Chalk Zero chocolate chips. So I used milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and the white chocolate. So we just put a combination on there. And we're going to have, I've already had somebody tell me that they sampled them and they're really delicious. So these are our Keto Caramel No-Bake Cookies this week on Cooking with Connie. Remember, for all your gluten-free, sugar-free cookie needs, we just keep coming up with new recipes. And if you have any suggestions, send them our way and we're happy to tackle the challenge. So remember this week, like, share, subscribe so you don't miss any of our great new creations. And don't forget, make good choices.